a call came from my Indian Airlines. I was a pilot with the Indian Airlines and I was based in Delhi. The call comes and asking me, Captain Sharma, you're supposed to fly a plane, a charter flight. I said, where? To Amritsar. I said, who's the charter party? And they said, Sai Baba is the charter party. I said, Sai Baba? I hadn't heard the name of Sai Baba and I didn't know about who Sai Baba is. So I said, all right. What time? It's 6:15 in the morning. When? 15th of March, 1973. So, came home, asked a couple of my friends. I said, Baba, have you heard of Sai Baba? Who's Sai Baba? Oh, he said, you don't know? I said, no, tell me. I said, he's the one with big hair and he does miracles and you feel very nice in his presence. And he's full of love and everything. So they created inquisitiveness in me when they said he does miracles and you feel good in his presence. So that with that inquisitiveness, I was worked up. I said, okay, let's see how he is tomorrow morning. So the same night I could barely sleep. I went to the airport, saw that the aircraft was clean and all in order for Sai Baba. Those days we used to call him as Sai Baba because he'll be sitting in the aircraft. We could barely sleep that day. I told our family, my wife and 3 children, I said, tomorrow morning, you also come with me. We'll have darshan of Sai Baba. Our son was 9 years old, Rajat, who is in Diamond Bar here. The second was 6 years old, and the third was a daughter, and she was just about 6 months old. So we got up in the morning, went to the airport, and I did all that with paper that we have to do, clearance and stuff, everything. Aircraft is all ready. I said, where is Sai Baba? I'll go and tell him that we are all set. So they told me he's sitting in the VIP lounge. So here I go into the VIP lounge, and my cap, 4 stripes and all that stuff. And there was Sai Baba sitting there in a VIP chair. I went up to him. The very first time I had the darshan of Sai Baba, I took my cap, went to him, approached him, did namaskar to him, and I looked straight into his eyes. The moment I looked into his eyes, I froze, became very still. This is what happens in the presence of Swami. This silence. It has taken me 38 years to realize that this silence is our nature. He came to teach us this silence. This silence is the Prashanti Nilayam, Prashanti, absolute peace. Whenever we have this peace, Swami is in us. Don't ever forget this moment of peace that you all are experiencing. If we can only maintain this peace in our life at all times, that's it. We can say we have reached somewhere. And this Swami does it in a flick of a second. When I looked into his eyes, I felt so nice, so peaceful, so happy, so full of love. I felt that he's entered through my eyes into my heart and filled my heart with love, full of love, emptied my bosom, and I felt profoundly at peace. Greater than peace is another word, that is bliss, where mind is not, is bliss. Where mind is but peaceful at one time and in pieces the other time, that is the mind. He takes care of it. A state of mindlessness is bliss. It can only be by the grace of our dear Lord Swami, God, His grace. So I felt very happy, very peaceful. So I was so full of love. And I felt I've known Him for a million years. You know, you feel so akin to each other. And that is divinity, my dear. So I just broke off. I said, Swami, the plane is ready. He said, okay, okay. And then he said, Chalo, let's go. See, here I am speaking a little loudly. And there he's saying, Chalo, let's go. So the change starts happening in his presence. The way he talks, it impacts you immediately. Oh my God, that is the way we should be. We went to the aircraft. He sat down in the aircraft. We received at the foots of the steps, the Upad Namaskar with him at his lotus feet. And we go up the aircraft. He sat down in that Viscount aircraft on the left hand side next to the window. I go sit in my cockpit. Everything is all done. But all the ground staff are not leaving the aircraft. Everybody wants to have a last darshan, a Pad Namaskar of Sai Baba. So I had to make an announcement when the time came for departure. All ground personnel, please deplane. We're ready for departure. So with reluctance, people left the cabin. The door was shut. And I was advised that when you start the engines, you should ask Swami, Sai Baba, permission to start the engine. So I went there. I said, Swami, those days, he was Sai Baba to me. It took me a long time, 25 years, to call him Swami, the master of my heart. So I said, Baba, can we start the engine? He said, yes, 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 yes. Start the engine. Sat down, start the engine, taxiing the aircraft. When I was taxiing the aircraft, I was taxiing so slowly. I said, what's happened to you, VK? You're already affected by the slow gait of Swami that you're taxiing the aircraft so slowly. So finally came on the runway, lined up and took off. 6:50 in the morning, still dark, winter time. As we went up, then I turned the aircraft towards Amritsar. That's the golden temple city, where there's the golden temple. And I put the autopilot on, and I told the co-pilot, I said, you mind the plane, I'll go back and invite Sai Baba in. So I was unbuckling my seatbelt to go back. One aerostess comes running. He says, Captain Sharma, Captain Sharma. I said, yes, yes, yes. I said, Baba is doing miracles inside. I said, what miracle is he doing? She said, oh, I just went to him. I said, Baba, would you like to have tea or coffee? And Baba said, no, 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 Ma, thank you, thank you, thank you. She persisted, no, 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 Baba, have something. He said, okay, okay. Tea? Something. Swami, Baba, sugar? Is 1 cube of sugar. The lady goes back into the pantry to make tea for Sai Baba. Now here's the change. She saw had darshan of Swami, Sai Baba, went into the pantry to make tea, but she left her mind with Baba sitting in the cabin. This is what happens. You leave a portion of your mind with Sai Baba, with the Lord, when you meet Him. That makes a connection between the Lord and the devotee. The connection is made. She makes the tea with love, puts 1 cube of sugar in it. With a beaker she comes and says, Baba, your tea. Yeah, yes, 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 yes. But what are you stirring inside? Swami, 1 cube of sugar. So Baba says, look. And she lifted the 1 cube of sugar with a spoon, and the sugar turned into a silver locket. So Swami says, Ma, you keep it, you keep it with you. And she was very, very happy keeping that locket in her hand. So I said, oh my God, Swami is doing so miracle. I want to go and see for myself what is happening in the cabin. So all you sit by, fasten your seatbelts. So I wanted to go back again. And then another aerostess comes running. This Captain Sharma is doing more miracles. I said, what happened this time? So I said, he went to a lady sitting on the seats. And then he said, Ma, what are you wearing on your ears? And she said, Swami, nothing. And out of nothing, out of thin air, came in his hands golden earrings, which Swami Sai Baba gave to that lady, and she was very happy. So I said, okay, I want to go see myself. I went entered the cabin. As I opened the cockpit door, I looked into the cabin, and you know what I saw? I saw, first thing, Swami dancing like Krishna in the Vrindavan, going from one person to another, one devotee to another, making each and every person full of love, happiness, and everywhere. And there was a festive environment in the cabin. From the louvers of the aircraft in the cabin, I could hear, we could see, smell, feel the fragrance of jasmine flower coming from the louvers upon the seats in the cabin. And that is the change that happens automatically, spontaneously, by the presence of our dear Lord Sai Baba. So I went up to him and said, Swami, touched his feet. I said, Swami, please bless the cockpit. He says, yes, I will come. I came back, sat in the cockpit like this. Same thing happened with me. The moment you are with Swami, or you think of Swami, meditate of Swami, chant his name, is good enough to make that contact with the divinity. Where? In the cave of your heart. That connection is made by only Namasmarana, by just chanting the name of the Lord, and the connection is made with the Lord. That is why the importance of Namasmarana is given whenever you don't have time for a satsang like this, or for a bhajan session because of your busy life. The best thing is anywhere, any time, wherever you may be, wherever you get the time, just chant his name. This bliss, this peace will come into you, and you will find the change in your attitude. You'll become more focused, more attentive, more full of love, more efficient, and everything will happen, more compatible with the other person, be it home, office, or anywhere. You see, you're carrying the fragrance of Swami. So I said, Swami, please bless the cockpit. He said, Acha, I'll come. I came, sat down in the cockpit, my heart remained with Sai Baba. I'm flying the plane, doing everything, but the connection is made, and that, by his connection means, the moment you feel a peace, you are connected with Swami. Full stop. That's it. So I sat down, flying the plane, and waiting for Swami, and suddenly the time came for us to descend, and here the cockpit door opens slowly, and barefoot walks in our dear Lord, Sri Satya Sai Baba, into the cockpit. He comes into the cockpit, stands by my right hand side. He placed one hand here, and the other hand on the other seat, and he's put his charan, his lotus feet, upon the center part of the cockpit, which we call the radar. Upon that he put his charan there, his feet there, his lotus feet there. And the moment I saw his feet on the radar, you know, radar is for to tell us, to warn the pilot of the bad weather and route. So we look into the radar and we steer ourselves. The moment he put his charan there, I immediately said to myself, oh VK, for you, no more bad weather now, because Swami has put his charan there, his feet there. For me, I said in my heart, quietly, silently, as if nobody was hearing, believe me, it took me 20 years, or more than 20 years, to realize everything you say, however silently, secretly, in your mind, he hears each and every word, emotion, and a thought that crosses our mind. Why? Because we think he lives in Puttaparthi, then he will live in Puttaparthi. You are saying that he lives in our heart? Yes. That is the permanent place for Swami, for Sai Baba, for God to live. That is our heart. So we should all the time feel that he lives in our heart.